I'm Allie. I came out after 20 years of marriage, and I have 3 kids.
I'm Melissa, and I have 2 kids, and I came out at 37 after an 11-year marriage.
This podcast is about coming out later and the struggles and victories that come with it.
When coming out feels like the end of the world, but it's really just the beginning.
This is the Lesbian Chronicles. So then you're in Turkey, but you come back here.
Yes. So I was dating that guy for, I think at that point we were dating for about like 2 years.
Okay.
So I came here, started grad school. So we started dating kind of long distance.
Okay.
And the idea was for me to go back there, open up my own private practice and get married with him and have kids.
Yeah, of course.
We were like, or I was
Absolutely.
thinking of like kid names and stuff like that. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I had dreams with him.
Yeah.
And he was like very handsome. So I was like, oh, yeah, our kids are going to look like awesome.
Yeah, we're planning this life.
We're planning, exactly. And you know what? I was like, 22 at that point?
Okay.
23-ish, I guess, when I came in here. And immediately I had a very close friend that I started having feelings for, female.
Yeah.
And
Was she gay?
I'd say maybe pansexual.
Okay.
But yeah, so like I was, and things happened with her, and I was like, oh.
Okay.
So I basically cheated on my long distance boyfriend that I was gonna marry
With this woman.
with this woman. So like he was in Turkey. This woman was like right here.
I mean, different zip codes. So.
Totally,
So it doesn't
totally
count.
different
Different zip codes, so it
I'm
doesn't
kidding.
count.
I'm kidding. Marina, I'm kidding.
Wait a minute. Okay, so go back to that. I'm
Yeah.
interested in that
Yes.
part.
Okay.
So you meet this woman.
Yeah.
She's your friend.
Yeah.
Maybe a coworker. You're in school together. You're in school together.
yeah.
How does that start to somebody who's completely not open to this idea start messing around with somebody? Because I had those feelings, but I would not have acted on
No,
them.
yeah,
I
I
had
can't imagine.
dreams.
Okay.
It's the id, or it's like your subconscious coming to you and saying something. Literally, I started having dreams about her. First dream, we were like super close. The second dream, it's like progressive.
Yeah.
Second dream, we were like kissing, I think. And then the third dream, it was like much more than that.
Okay.
I was like, why am I having these dreams? But I mean, I knew I had feelings. Like,
But you
I was
couldn't
able
wait to go to bed.
I better sleep some more.
But like it made me think. I was like, this is something that I need to pay attention to. Like it literally like
Yeah.
directed my thoughts towards there, because I was like what is going on? I love my boyfriend. I have a boyfriend. I have a plan. I have a good life coming up for me. Like why? What's happening? But I was like, you know what? I'm not going to ignore these feelings, because I know what this feeling is. I've known it all my life.
Yeah.
It's been there, and finally,
Right.
it's like a thing that I can acknowledge.
She's the catalyst.
Yeah, and so so things did happen with her, and then
Who started? Who?
It was mutual.
Okay.
It was mutual. So like we hung out a lot.
And then was there a conversation like, wow, I'm developing these feelings?
Not necessarily. We were just really good friends.
Okay.
We just kind of messed around a little
Okay.
bit, and that was really it. But so like we didn't have a relationship or anything like that. But I was definitely attracted to her, and I think she was to me at that point. So we did something, but it was really just more like a friend. Like we were friends. Like we weren't
Okay.
on a date or anything like that.
Yeah.
That wasn't necessarily an expectation, and neither of us necessarily wanted that. But I came out, I came out with that, and I was like, oh, okay, I think I'm bisexual, that's,
Yeah.
The gateway.
The gateway.
The gateway.
the gateway. yeah. So yeah, I was like, okay, and I'm okay with that. I feel that, I see it, I just experienced it, and I'm okay with it.
And now I'm going to go back to this boy. Or
and
were
I
you
did.
like, I couldn't?
Yeah,
Okay.
no, I did for a little bit, but then I ended up breaking up with him, not because of that necessarily. Also, I mean, I wasn't, he wasn't interested in coming here. He wasn't interested in meeting me like halfway about certain things. And I wanted to live my life at that point.
Yeah.
So I broke up with him, and I had, I didn't date for a while, but I like literally probably the next day I broke up with him. I probably Googled like how to be a lesbian, how to be gay, how do you point out like
how do you gay?
What is gaydar?
What is gaydar?
What do I do to be noticed as a gay person?
Yeah.
Okay, first thing you do is cut your nails. Number 2 is wear your collars up.
Really?
I was like, seriously?
What year was
All
this?
these things.
Was
So,
it like
I was like
2004?
going around like, I'm like 23 or 24 years old. I'm like wearing all these like polo shirts with like the collar.
My God,
on.
the collar
Gosh, I know. And I was like, why isn't anybody noticing me? What else do I need to do?
It's almost like she got punked.
So funny.
It's like she got punked.
Right? But that was the style.
It totally was.
I must have missed that.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I had internships, for speech.
Yeah.
That's what I did. There was this.
But it was all dudes wearing their collars popped, right?
Dudes
I don't know.
and Oya.
I don't know, dudes and me.
Did you also layer your polo shirts?
Oh, absolutely.
It's hilarious.
I mean, this is what I wear. But yeah, this is still me. But I would wear like a polo shirt and maybe like a plaid shirt on top. I'm like,
that is
I'm gonna show my gayness.
Yes.
And of course, at that time I had long hair. Now I have short hair now. Not because that I want to show my gayness or anything like that. This is me. This is my personality. This is how I feel comfortable. But but yeah, I was like, what else do I do?
Yeah.
But I mean, and then I ended up finding this big LGBTQ group in our university and
in Virginia.
In West Virginia.
Okay, West Virginia.
West Virginia University, Morgantown.
That's not a good place to start.
No, jeez.
Actually, pretty progressive. Like
Really?
Morgantown specifically has been pretty progressive.
I'm thinking like the sticks of West Virginia would not be a good spot to be.
It's a pretty progressive small university town, basically. So it's like, I guess at that point it was like one of the number one party schools or whatever.
Oh boy.
Whatever. Anyway.
And that's why you chose it?
Exactly.
Not really, but
Partying in girls.
exactly. There you go.
Oh my God.
But yeah, so I found a lot of people who basically like helped me understand these things, and I had like a great support system at that point, and I was like, okay, I guess this is me. I'm gonna move forward with it. I dated somebody for like a month. I was like, okay,
good practice.
Yeah, exactly. And then I dated somebody for like maybe like 5 months or something like that.
Getting
I was
better.
Like, all right, exactly. So like just kind of like kept progressively dating people, and I actually met somebody that I married. I gay married somebody.
Wait, really?
Yes, and then I got gay divorced.
Nice.
How long ago was that? How long ago was that in Atlanta or West Virginia?
No, that was throughout a few states.
Okay.
But yeah, so we met and we fell in love, but we dated. I'd say, how long were we together? I think about 6, maybe a little bit over 6 years in total.
How long ago was that?
That was we ended things in 2016. I think.
Okay.
So that was
a long time ago.
Yeah, exactly. So so that was like end of grad school for me, and then just kind of like went through some other work opportunities, and we just kind of traveled West Virginia to Kentucky to Jacksonville, Florida.
Okay.
And then we broke up there.
Okay. And was that heartbreaking?
I mean, of course it was. We were together for a long time.
Yeah.
But we were just very different people.
Right.
Just different people seeking different lives, and we just kind of grew out of each other, I think.
Right.
And like it ended. It was an amicable thing. And then she moved back to West Virginia. That's where she's from. And yeah, I moved here.
And don't you feel like here is so gay? Really gay.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, so that's kind of...
That's how you made your way to Atlanta.
How did you pinpoint Atlanta from all that?
Well, so how long did I live in Jackson? I think it was 4.5 years or something like that. I love the beach. Mm-hmm. Like I'm a very, I love the beach. I surfed there, but it just wasn't my place, So I was just looking to get out. Basically,
right.
Job opportunities were much better here, and so I just kind of like found a way. And
how did you find dating here?
Interesting.
Yeah, really.
But it's
I got to think the band helps.
Oh well, yeah.
Yeah, I guess kind of.
Did you do the apps and stuff?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I did. I did a lot of Tinder and Hinge and whatever else, I guess. Her.
Oh yeah,
who knows?
I don't know. That was the first one I did, was her. And
yeah,
then I was like,
so
everybody
terrifying.
I'm seeing is a man living in this basement.
Yeah. I remember after separating from my long-term ex, I typed into the the Apple, what is wherever you find your apps or whatever,
the App Store,
lesbian dating apps or something like that. It was like her was one of the ones that came up. So yeah, I guess her and some of the other stuff. Like.
I've heard that it's gotten better. I mean, this was like 2018 2019 when I was using it, but
Yeah,
it literally
exactly.
it felt like everybody that messaged
Like they need
me.
to screen it better.
Yeah. This is kind of how I learned how to do the reverse Google image
Yeah,
search.
yeah.
Because so many people, they'd be messaging me and they'd have all these like really great pictures. And then I'd do that search and find that it was like some person's Instagram that wasn't even gay.
Oh. Huh.
And I'm like, oh, you're not a real person.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've gotten some weird spamming, well, just some weird stuff.
Have you met good people doing
I
the
have
apps?
met some really good
Okay.
people. I have. I met some good people. You know, I'm not necessarily sure if I'm friends with a lot of them anymore. But like at that, you know, like years ago when I did the apps, I think I made some good friends and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a good way to find friends.
I
for
do-
sure.
well,
I don't know about the dating part necessarily.
I mean, to me, it's like, what else can you organically? You can try to meet people, but the truth is, like, if you're working and you're busy and you don't really have time to just be going out enough to, you know, you'd have to go out a lot of times to meet someone that's going to work. Like, especially someone like me or you, I'm assuming you too, like we're picky. Like it's not like I'm meeting 20 people that I think are awesome.
It's hard. Even, you know, even with like big groups of like where there are a lot of like gay women, like how do you, like I find it especially hard to just go pick somebody and go talk to them.
Yeah.
It's just,
It is hard.
And I feel like it came to me so naturally when I was younger. I feel like maybe I'm just getting old. I don't know.
No. How old are you? Do you mind?
38.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
So I think that
38 is young.
it's hard for anyone to do
But
that.
when I was like in college, and maybe this was just because I was like a drunk college kid, I could go talk to any guy.
I know.
Like,
You didn't
no
care.
skin in the game,
You didn't
didn't
care.
give a shit.
Yeah.
And then when it came to approaching women, I was fucking terrified.
Hey, maybe that's it.
Like,
'cause you care.
And yeah, I
That's
guess that is it.
interesting.
I cared. And like, oh God, it was like so difficult for me.
How about now?
Well, now I'm in a relationship.
Well, right. But how about like, you know, recently?
I felt like I kind of got a little bit more comfortable, but I definitely was starting to like preface the conversation with if the person was actually gay or straight, because there's a lot of straight people in gay spaces now. I've actually done a few TikTok videos on this, and people are like fighting in the fucking comments about this because they're like, it's a, they're saying it's segregation to say that you can't be allowing straight people into gay spaces or whatever. And I'm like, that's not the same thing. But
I think you can come in the gay space,
Right.
just don't be
Well,
rude
and
if I
that's-
hit on you.
Thank you. That's exactly
Yeah.
my point. I'm like, you can come in, just don't be rude. And if
Yeah.
someone approaches you, don't be rude to them about
Right.
it.
They think you're gay. Be flattered.
Don't act disgusted.
Yeah, of course. That's so rude.
And a lot of gay guys in the comments on these videos are like, thank you. Like because they're saying like the straight women, especially the ones that are there for like bachelorette parties and stuff, are the worst culprits.
Yes.
Because they're going in there and they're like looking for their gay bestie, you know, and they're also like kind of like feel that they have the freedom to like grope these men, grope the drag queens, stuff
That
like
is
during the
so
shows.
weird.
and
What?
stuff. Yeah.
Is this a thing?
It is. Yeah. Like
Wow.
bachelorette parties and gay
almost
bars are like
interesting,
obnoxious. But
Yeah.
anyway, I digress. But
No, I don't like that at all.
so for me, and going to the gay bars and trying to meet someone when I was single was really hard because so many times I'd walk up to somebody, they'd be like, "Oh, I'm straight," and I'd be like, "Well, cool."
Yeah.
And they're like, "Why are you here?
Right.
You're taking up my time."
I know.
There
You
should
just
be
wasted
a
5
straight
minutes.
bracelet.
Yes, a
Right?
straight,
You know,
that's a
because
good idea.
I wear a lot of rainbows, you know, like I have, like I said, you know, I have a bunch of rainbow bracelets, but they should be.
They
like,
should ask
like,
you at the
I
door.
don't know, like exactly.
Kind of like
Well,
at Second Friday, they
Yeah,
do
exactly.
the wristbands sometimes where it's like, it's green if you're single, yellow if it's complicated, red if you're taken.
Well, do people, like, let's say that you were single. Let's say are you single?
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm talking to somebody.
So what would someone, like, in that situation, do you just, like, to me, if you meet someone, do people in this community, because I didn't notice this when I was coming out and in my group, like, asking people on dates, like, I'd like to have dinner with you. Are you free Saturday night? Like, that didn't feel like, it was more like, hey, my friends and I are going here.
Yeah.
Come hang out.
I think it can be a mix of both.
Because I think
You
that's lost on, like, that's such a, I like
But
that.
you know, someone did that to me that we met, and she messaged me and she's like, I want to take you to dinner.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, like
that's so awesome.
sure. Cause
Yeah.
I was so like impressed by her ability to do that,
Right.
that I was like, hell yeah, sign me up.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's something really cool about that.
Yeah, I think so too. Like that confidence to just
Yeah.
kind of go for it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
and
I
you
know
get
it's
to know
hard, but-
someone better in that setting.
Yeah.
Have you ever done that? Like when you said it's hard to just walk up. Have you ever done that?
I have, but not necessarily with great success, I will say.
Okay.
And definitely not necessarily within the last few years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like what would it take? Like it's almost like you have to get your confidence up and say 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go up to this person and do
Yeah.
it.
What do you mean?
Like, how do you get, like, I'm trying to think, like, how I would do it. I would probably be sitting there with Melissa and be like, all right, I'm
You
fucking
send your
doing
friend
it.
in. No.
Wingman, yeah.
Wingman.
The wingman's like, if you
So
send
my
your
friend over
wingman-
there likes you.
I think that's
but-
lame. Now I've already,
It is
you
kinda
lost
lame.
it with me.
I think there are so many factors that would play into that. Like for me, I think I would really need to be sure that I'm interested in this person. Like, I mean, and if you don't know anything about this person, if it's just really based on the looks of somebody, okay, like this person looks really attractive.
Yeah.
I kind of want to just go talk to them. What I would probably do, let's say they're sitting at the bar, I'd probably just go order a drink next to them
Yeah.
and start
Yeah,
talking.
hey, how are you
and,
doing?
That's what I
and
would
that
do.
is absolutely, that's easy to do.
Yeah.
And you can test the waters there too. But
to go up to someone and be
go up
like,
to someone
"I'm so
and be
attracted to you."
"Hi."
Yeah.
Like that, I mean, that would probably take some, you know,
Yeah.
some alcohol or I don't know.
Right.
But in this day
I
and
don't know.
age,
Like,
don't
I
you
don't know if I would be able to do that. Just
But
go
you
like,
already
"Hello."
kind of know. Like I'm thinking about like Instagram. Like if I'm at a social event or like even some of the things we've had. Generally speaking, I know if I don't know you, I know your friend. Like there's some commonality that it's like you could. I don't know. There is. It's not like it's very rare that I'm walking into a group and it's all strangers and I'm having to like cold call. It's more like a warm call. Whereas
call.
like you're friends with so and so.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
And
guess I'm
those kind of
thinking for our
environments are a
audience.
little bit easier.
Yeah, they want to meet people. How do they do it? It's not.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
I think that approach of going up and like just kind of ordering a drink next to them,
Yeah,
and
I think that's
being
like
like,
a-
"Hey, how's it going?"
Yeah,
like that
exactly.
kind of thing.
What are you
like,
drinking? Like, is it good? Does it taste
Yeah.
good? Like, you know, just something like that.
I
Probably
think
would
that's
work.
good.
Yeah.
That's,
Yeah.
it's a little bit safer than
Yeah,
is
it
good.
is- it
than
is-
my
it
old
is,
go-to.
yeah.
Are you straight?
Are you straight?
Okay, one or two.
Like time's a ticking. How much
Okay,
time? here?
next.
Next. All right. See you later.
It's true. Yeah. No, I guess that's true.
But also, it's like when you meet someone on the apps, it's kind of like that first initial meeting is like a little bit of like a dry run, you know? Like, let's just meet and see if there's anything here, and then we can see if there's more, you know? Like when
Yeah.
Marina and I met, I only allotted, and I don't know if she did this on purpose or not too, but about a 2-hour window for us to hang out. And then it was like, we met up later that night once our other plans were like done with.
Nice.
So it was like we had that connection initially, and we're like, let's keep this going.
Yeah.
So I think that's like a good way to do
test
it.
the
You know,
waters.
you can make plans later, but don't like commit yourself to like 6 hours with this person that you haven't even met in person before.
God, 6 hours. What the
I
hell?
mean, I don't know. I'm thinking if you go to dinner and then I don't know, go
Talk
play mini golf or
after.
something.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a long time.
Go play mini golf like I'm in high school.
I'd be like texting you.
a-
Please get me out of
Please
this.
call me and
Call
say that
me
there's
and
an emergency.
emergency.
Your house is on fire.
Exactly.
Now go.
Right. How do you go out in Atlanta and like where do you socialize?
Recently I haven't. I mean, I guess I have been going out sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Like I went to that last second Friday, well, second Saturday, I guess I should call it, to that one recently. But other than that, I mean, you know, I don't know where to go at this
Yeah.
point. I think I'd like to follow those second Friday events because
Yeah.
they seem, you know, it's good to be around other gay people, other
Right.
you know, female gay people. But other than that, I don't know. I mean, I just hang out with my friends, and wherever we end up, that might be somebody's house, that might be
Right.
like a restaurant. I think
Right.
that's usually what I do at this point. I used to go to my sister's room, you know, kind of, I'd say years ago. I haven't been there in the last 3 plus years since, you know, of course, COVID
Yeah.
started. But other than that, I don't know. I don't know where to go.
And it's interesting you bring up dinner because how often have we been at like a dinner somewhere, especially early on when we were
Yeah.
like single, and we'd be like, "Oh my God, there's
They're
like
gay.
there's lesbians over
Exactly.
there."
Yeah.
Go.
But like,
Yeah, that
how do
happens-
you can't cross that water
Yeah.
in a restaurant. It feels weird. Like, you really go up to the table and be like...
You follow him into the bathroom.
So who's single here?
Hello, ladies.
Hello, ladies. I noticed you. Like, you're immediately like, they're like, is she on the spectrum?
Where are we on the line? What are you on the Kinsey scale? Are you like 3+? If you're 3+, we're good.
Have any of you ever
Are
Googled,
you
am I
2+?
gay? Would you like to test the water?
Are you at least curious?
I guess that is true because I don't think of myself like it would take a lot for me not to walk. Like I don't get shy in the way other people I feel like get shy, and I still would struggle to walk up to a table full of women.
Yeah.
So if I'm struggling, I don't know that anyone's doing that.
But you know that, like, this happens all the time when you're somewhere and you see a gay person, you're like nudging the person with you.
I
like,
nudge
Oh,
everyone.
absolutely! Look, family.
Yeah.
That's what you
Family,
say. Like,
yeah.
oh, there's family. Yay!
Yeah.
It's such like a nice thing to
Right.
see everybody around.
I had to do a pickup order from Home Depot the other day because I was getting like a garbage can or a recycling can. And the girl that like checked me out, she was maybe like early 20s.
Okay, baby.
At the oldest, yeah. And totally like appearance of gay, I'm assuming. But I mean, come on. And she was like, so I think she recognized that I was gay because I'm in there like, how often is a woman in Home Depot with a backwards hat on and you know Converse or Vans, whatever the fuck I was wearing. And she got so flustered talking to me. And then when I'm all finished, she goes, "There you go." And then she did the finger guns.
No, she didn't.
Have a good one.
Oh my God,
and I was like, "Oh my God, this."
Awesome.
I was like, that just confirmed for me that you're gay.
Oh my God, I actually love
Gay
her.
finger guns. Oh, I did too. I wanted to give her a hug.
Exactly.
Like, you're adorable.
Actually, I like that. There should be a sign.
Yes.
Like, and maybe that's
And maybe that's
the
it.
sign.
Maybe that's what the like 20-somethings are doing these days.
I really like that. We got to go back there. Where is this Home Depot?
or
It's
have like
in
a head
Peachtree
nod.
City, and it is a gay central in this.
Wow.
No.
Yes.
Really?
It is crazy. There's a lot of gay women in Noonan. So
Really?
But there's a Home Depot in Noonan.
Interesting.
I don't know. Maybe they're over there looking for like the MILFs.
The milk.
All the Peachtree City moms.
Everyone is a little gay, so
Totally.
who knows?
Very true.
Yeah.
That's very true.
How are there a lot of gay people in Turkey?
There are.
Really?
Yes, there are. But actually, that's funny because there's a lot of backlash now. I don't know if you all have kind of looked at the news lately, but there were some marches, I think just like last week. Mm-hmm. There were some anti-LGBTQ marches to ban LGBT organizations.
Wow.
You know, like think about like HRC and
Yeah.
places
Wait,
like
in
stuff like
Turkey?
that. Yeah, like versions of that in Turkey. They're trying to like ban those. Because apparently it's against traditional family values and
God.
and a lot of people think that
It's
gay people
contagious.
are contagious and filthy.
Yeah.
Like that's
God.
It's a threat
it's
to their
pretty-
family's structure.
It's really, really
That's
rough.
terrifying.
Wow.
Like
Very sad.
years ago,
Yeah.
I would have been like, "Well, that'll never happen here." But now I'm like, "Ugh."
Oh, it might.
Yeah, like it's a little
But
scary.
but I mean, of course, there are a lot of gay people, you know, and a lot of people are out and about and, you know, families are accepting and stuff like that.
Right.
Of course, there's always like, you know, 50-50 or maybe even more there because of more of the traditional values and stuff like that. But yeah, it's kind of tragic that
It is.
some, like a lot of this stuff is happening.
What
just
about
throughout.
your family?
That's what I was going to ask.
They're good.
Yeah.
My coming out to them wasn't great. You know, my mom specifically didn't take it very well. When I first came out to her, I think she like literally just denied it for a while, but she was very, very, very sad about it, which
Oh, she had to go through her own process.
she did. And you know, I mean that was very hard for her, and
Yeah,
like, that's
and
something
you.
I'll always, you know, like I'll always be, you know, remembering that and just like, you know, I wish I did it differently. Just the way I did it, I think wasn't very good, but I didn't know better, and I wanted to be free and
Yeah.
you know, but anyway, so yeah, but now they're absolutely accepting.
How did you do
and-
it? What happened?
Well, I had just come out to myself.
Okay.
So it's like, you know, like going back to grad school, I had just come out to myself and I was dating my first, you know, I guess I could call her my first girlfriend. That very first 1 month long girlfriend, and I wanted to be open about it to my mom because she was there to visit me in Morgantown. Somehow I wanted to be open about it, but then they didn't meet or anything like that. But like I wanted to have, transparency with my mom.
And for you had already been through, like you're already much further along in the process.
Yes, exactly. And it was like a shock to her. But yeah, so I've always been kind of a rebel. Like, I've been always independent and just kind of, I've always done my own thing. And they trusted me. My parents always trusted me with things. I was responsible. I was a good kid. I was a good teenager. I was good in school, whatever. But yeah. So like I think that slight independence or maybe a little rebellious part of me wanted to just say it out loud to her. And I just did. It was just kind of like, listen, this is what's going on.
Get on board or
get on
whatever.
board with it. Yeah, exactly. And it was a shock to her.
Yeah.
Big shock to her. And yeah, I think she was very sad for like 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah. So like very, very sad.
Was it just you? Do you have other siblings?
I do. I have a brother and sister who are twins. They're about 10 years younger than me.
Back in Turkey?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So were
cool.
they like supportive?
They've always been supportive, but I never like necessarily came out to them. I mean, they just kind of knew.
Your mom told.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, of course, yeah. I mean, but
my mom
like
did.
that was the time when I was dating my long-term ex. So she was always around me. We went to Turkey together at that time. A couple times back in the day, and so it wasn't anything that I needed to come out to at that point. So like they knew and they were totally supportive, and they still are. I mean, my entire family is really pretty
That's
good about
amazing.
it. Yeah. I mean, it took like what? Okay, I'm 38. I came out to my mom, I'd say 24 maybe.
Okay.
It was pretty immediate. So I've been out to my family for 16 years? No. 14 years. Okay.
So when she was here, though, and you told her, then you had to finish out that trip with her.
Yeah.
So then it's like,
that wasn't very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. We definitely had some tension, and of course I apologized, like just the way that I did it, or just kind of also trying to tell her that I'm the exact same person. There's nothing, I've always been this person. I'm just coming to terms
I'm just
with
revealing something.
This is me. This is who I am, and I'm not going to change. I'm not this weird. I don't have a sickness. I don't have an illness.
You're not
There's nothing to
naked.
fix.
You're not naked in chaps.
There's nothing
at Pride.
to fix. Absolutely. Exactly. There's nothing to fix. This is me,
Yeah.
and I'm happier. I'm so much happier than I've ever been, and I feel like I'm me now, instead of some person acting or trying to tell themselves that, oh, I can do this. I can like a guy. I can love a guy. Like that was just something that just didn't really fit.
Yeah.
Just, like that connection is just so much different.
And does she embrace your partners now? Like you said, the girl that came back. Okay, so they're happy with whoever you end up with.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah,
Okay.
they just want me to be happy. That's it. That's all they care about, which is good.
Yeah, I think that's like a good lesson though for our listeners, because so many people, when you come out, like you don't get that reaction that you're hoping for, where someone just embraces you and says it's okay, like
I'm
that's
here.
great, like
Yeah.
I'm happy for you. Like sometimes it just takes time for them to process
In all
it.
fairness, her life has been a whole different experience. Like it's ingrained in her that that's wrong, probably.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
so to undo all that, it
exactly.
doesn't happen in 3 minutes over a conversation.
It does not. Yeah, and of course they need time to process all that stuff and understand and really try to come to terms with it. I'm lucky. I'm I feel very lucky that they've been so good about it. I don't know what else they would have done, but like people get disowned by their families and stuff like that. That has not been my experience. So I'm grateful.
Are you somebody who wants to be married again?
I'm not sure. I guess that's like a big topic, like
Right.
what is marriage? Like, do we want to put our names on a piece of paper?
Yeah.
Does it come down to that? Or are there specific circumstances that would necessarily that, okay, marriage makes sense at this point so that, we're like legal in some way.
Like for financial reasons?
Maybe
or
financial reasons or some other reason. But I'm not opposed to it by any means.
that's what I was getting at.
But I'm not like, I want to get married. I want to find somebody
Right.
and I want to get married.
I think it's interesting. I think once you've like been through like getting married and getting divorced, it's like
It
your
changes
perspective
things.
Exactly,
changes.
It really does.
Like,
It does.
It's
It
you know,
does.
I guess when I was getting married, I didn't know how complicated getting a divorce was, and now
Yeah.
that I
I
know,
know, it's so much more. It's definitely more expensive.
Yeah,
So you gotta think,
no
you gotta
Think
think
hard,
right.
then
It is-
long.
think right.
expensive, and you don't get a fucking party.
Yeah.
you don't.
No,
Like-
there's no party.
Sometimes you might. My cousin got a party because of her divorce.
Yeah, but that's not
That
included
was-
in your attorney fees.
No, it does
Your
not.
attorney is not being like, all right, so the caterer,
She's gonna
this
be here
$1,000
too.
is going to the caterer.
Yeah, there's that. Yeah,
Exactly.
You don't get to invite family members. And
This
celebrate
$3,000
with-
is for
yeah.
your venue. No, it's like you're getting charged $175 to send an email.
Yeah.
And there is like Jamie, we have this therapist on, Dr. Jamie, and she talks a lot about how you're in these relationships that you evolve in over the course of, you know, maybe a couple of years, maybe a couple of months, maybe a week. Like you meet these people that you evolve with for a certain term, and then the next season comes, and maybe you're still with that person
Yeah.
evolving, or maybe that you've learned the lessons there and it's time to move on. And I think there's a lot of people now, I'm not one of them, but who kind of think that's the
That's the
healthiest.
cycle.
Yeah, like you aren't committing doesn't feel so realistic anymore in
Yeah.
this day and age,
Right.
where
Yeah.
you know you stay with someone as long as you.
It doesn't, but it's like,
It's
I
like
still
for me,
want that.
I do too.
I still want it.
I do too.
Yeah, of course. I mean,
Yeah.
I think we're definitely somehow drawn to that.
The
you know?
longevity of safety of-
Absolutely.
yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Companionship. I mean, and just experiencing life with somebody
Yeah.
is so much
With
more,
shared
No, it
memories.
is, absolutely.
Yeah.
But it's not like, you know, like for example, for me at this point, I'll say like, yeah, I'd love to do that, you know? But I'm also not gonna be like I'm okay also being single. I like my life. I like my
Yeah.
independence. So like just if there is a long-term relationship, totally, yeah.
You're open to
just
it,
kinda-
but you're not.
Yeah, of course.
Chomping at
I'm
the
not-
bit.
Right. Yeah, I'm not like I guess I wouldn't be like, okay, I need a relationship. I have to be in a relationship. I need somebody to
Complete
do
this
exactly
picture.
right, exactly. So I'm not like that, but you know, I'm not opposed to having a long-term relationship either.
Yeah,
Good.
that's awesome.
Very well.
Let's go over the details before we wrap this up of the
Yes.
Porch Fest, so
Porch
people can
Fest.
find details.
October 8th.
October 8th, Saturday.
Yes.
Oakhurst Porch Fest. We are playing Fruit for All is playing at 3 p.m. and you can find us on Instagram. We're on Facebook too, but for Instagram, our handle is fruit_4 as in FOR _all. So Fruit for All on Instagram, and we'll post like the address and stuff like that on there where we'll be playing, time and all that stuff. But yeah.
And we'll tag
Excellent.
your
Come out and
band on
see us.
our Instagram too.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
yeah, so that way people can find the details, and
absolutely.
we're gonna try to pride it up.
We're going
Yes.
to pride it
At
up.
Porch
We'll
Fest.
Gonna be a big
definitely
pride
be there,
party.
right? I plan to have a keg or two out in the yard, like a college
You're looking
party.
at me as you say this, and I'm wondering why.
You think about that.
Okay, can we do keg stands?
We can do
I'm
keg
kidding.
stands.
I
We
hate
can do
keg
keg
stands.
stands.
I've done one in my life, and it was a mistake.
Is that like a lemonade stand?
No.
Same thing.
Somebody's like just like
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
kids selling beer. That doesn't sound good.
Kids selling beer. Yes.
My kids would love that. I feel like Reed is like such an
Oh,
entrepreneur.
Reed would be
He
like-
would be like, all right,
He'd be getting
light
tips.
up. I know, exactly. That might be a good idea, actually.
Let him earn his keep. you
Earn
know?
his keep, exactly. All right. Well, thank you so much, Joya, for
Absolutely.
coming.
Thank you so much for
You were a
having
blast.
me.
We really appreciate it. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Want to support the Lesbian Chronicles podcast? Rate us and write a review on Apple Podcast or Spotify.
We love listener feedback. If you'd like to share your story, email us at melissaandallie@gmail.com. That's Melissa, MELISA, and Allie, ALLI, @gmail.com. Or follow us on Instagram at Lesbian Chronicles.